Go online, learn in style. This is our tagline. Hi, I'm RP Sharma. I am an IELTS, PT and Duolingo instructor. In this video, I'm going to talk about all the possible question types which are used in IELTS reading. I have experienced that there has been very little discussion of all the question types in a single video. I have divided these question types, which are 14 according to Cambridge, into 3 categories such as the hardest, medium difficulty and the easiest question types. I'm sure you will enjoy this presentation. Let's go.
So the division of these questions into 3 different categories is based on my own experience of teaching for more than 17 years and on my observation of students having different levels of difficulty with these question types. So there are 5 hardest questions, 5 moderately difficult questions and 5 easiest questions. I have got total 15 questions here because I have divided summary completion question into 2 types. First of all, I have matching sentence endings, which is one of the most difficult questions for students because it requires understanding complex sentence structures and precise relationships between sentence parts. The best strategy here can be to focus on grammatical connections and match the sentences grammatically before going to the text and checking for the final answer. The second question I have here is matching features. It's difficult because it involves matching people, dates or theories to detailed statements. One of the best strategies here again can be to scan the text for names, dates, and find keywords and match the same with the text. Third question type I have here is yes, no, not given, which is also quite challenging because it requires understanding opinion of the given writer. So it's important to look for opinion indicators like believe, suggest, argue or claim. It also helps to pay attention to modal verbs like may, might or could, which could signal the author's stance and opinion. The fourth most difficult question type is true, false, not given. Quite similar to yes, no, not given, but this is based on facts. So rely only on the given text rather than analyzing it too deeply. The next question I have is matching headings. As it tests your ability to identify the main idea of each paragraph, it involves quite a bit of reading. One of the best strategies is to read the headings first to get a general idea of the total passage. Let's go with the 5 moderately difficult question types. First here is multiple choice questions. They look familiar but still they're challenging because the options can confuse students a lot. So again, one of the best strategies here is to read the questions carefully and create our own answer before we go to the text and confirm our answer. Table completion is one such question, which is moderately difficult. A table has rows and columns, and it requires students to organize information and locate answers from the text. So reading the table initially is a better way than going to the text. Diagram leveling is also one of the moderately difficult question types for students. In this type again, studying the diagram first and having a quick look at the diagram can give you an idea about what information the text might have about the diagram. Okay, next question here is matching information to paragraphs, which tests the test taker's ability to scan for specific information. So looking for keywords and the ability to read fast can really be an asset here in this question type. The 5th moderately difficult question which I had listed here is summary completion question with a word box with options. It's a little bit more challenging than the summary completion question without words because you must complete a summary by selecting the words from the provided box. So knowledge of synonyms is important here. Reading the summary, however, before going to the text can be again more helpful than going to the test straight away. Let's now discuss the remaining 5 easiest question types. This is based on my experience again. So the first one here is summary completion question without word box. It is a little bit easier than summary completion with word box because you need to use words directly from the passage. So reading the question passage first can really give you an idea about what to look for in the text. Next question in this category is flowchart completion. Flowchart completion question is not a very challenging one because it follows a logical sequence that matches the order of information in the passage. So having a quick look at the chart before reading the text can be really time saving and can make it easy for anyone. Next question I have here is sentence completion, which is one of the easiest question types in IELTS. Basically, if you are grammatically aware and can make sure that the word you have chosen grammatically fits the sentence, it can really be an easy task for anyone. Question type number 14 and one of the easiest question types is note completion, which is a simplified version of the text and follows the same order as the passage. So reading the notes first again before reading the text can be really helpful. The final question we have here is short answer questions. Now this is also not quite challenging for students. It requires locating specific information in the text and answering with a few words. Again, reading the question carefully can give us a clear idea about what to look for in the text. So we have seen that reading the question first before going to the text can be a better strategy than reading the text in most of the question types. So I got some practice recommendations by difficulty level. Let's spend 50% of our time on the most difficult questions, which are questions 1 to 5 in our list. And then 30% of our time on moderately difficult questions and 20% of the time on less difficult questions. However, we should try perfection on the easiest question types so that we get almost all the answers correct all the time. Hope the explanation was helpful and wasn't very long. If you feel like pausing the video and checking any details about any of the questions, please go back and do that.
For more detailed information, please remember IELTS PT Compass Nepal. Go online, learn in style.